implementing a BYOD policy in a school, where the socio-economic environment means that it is difficult for all parents to provide a device, or where some students simply choose to not bring their device. We've been considering different ways of addressing this. We remembered our experience in the early days of laptop computing, where the use of a USB hub enabled us to connect multiple USB devices to a laptop that had only one USB slot. This prompted us to examine whether perhaps USB hubs might not provide a solution to the problem of not all students having a device. It turns out to be a highly effective solution, and you're going to experiment with that with teaching colleagues from your school. This is a USB hub. You'll see it has a number of USB ports for USB devices to connect to, and has a USB cable which connects it to the USB port on your device. When connected to your computer, the USB hub enables your device to have additional USB devices connected to it. In our case, these are going to be additional keyboards and mice. USB hubs come in different sizes. This example is a 7-port USB hub. USB hubs work on all types of devices. They are connected to the device via the normal USB adapter for Windows desktops, laptops and Apple iMacs, and via the micro USB adapter on Apple iPhones and iPads, known as the Lightning adapter port on newer iPads, and via the micro USB adapter on Android phones and tablets. As per the instructions at the beginning of this course, your school should have obtained sets of USB hubs, silicone keyboards, and mice for you to test this method of device sharing, and you should now have these available to you. Wireless keyboards and mice such as these will also work. To conduct your test, a group of 3 teacher colleagues should get together with 1 device, 2 silicone keyboards, and 2 USB mice. The device can be of any type: Windows, Apple or Android. Connect the silicone keyboards and mice to the USB hub, and connect the USB hub to the device. Then open on the device a document suitable for typing and entering images. Usually a Word document is appropriate. Experiment with what happens as the 3 of you share, collaborate and simultaneously enter information into the document. Your first reaction might be that the somewhat chaotic intersection of activity makes this an ineffective means of sharing and collaborating. But what you will find when you progress into the online collaboration section of this course is that this works in almost exactly the same way as that, and that is how device collaboration works, where students can simultaneously, appropriately or inappropriately, interact with the other students' work. It is in effect a means of training students on how they need to work collaboratively, if they want to make collaboration work effectively. What we have found may be effective in getting students used to collaborating in this way is using the method of the novel Lord of the Flies, where a conch was handed from child to child, and possession of the conch allowed the child to speak. The conch is a speaking token, and the way to mediate which student gets to type when is by having a token of some sort be passed sequentially from student to student, with the student in possession of the token having the right to enter data if they wish, and then pass the token on to the next student. This is only an introductory process, as students quickly get used to the idea of how they can themselves mediate simultaneous use of, and collaboration on, the device. If you're connecting a USB hub to an Apple iPad, you may find that on some iPads the micro USB port does not allow some standard keyboards and some standard mice to work effectively. In that case you need to obtain an Apple camera adapter, which converts the Apple micro USB adapter into a standard USB adapter, and allows a USB hub to function properly. It is not an inexpensive device, costing around $40. But we are researching compatible Apple camera adapters manufactured in China at a much smaller cost, to see if any will do the job. If we identify one, we will publish that information. The larger capacity USB hubs have an input slot that allows you to also connect an external power adapter to them, to give them 5 volts of power to supplement their operation. This is necessary if you are connecting an external hard drive, for example, to the USB hub, as the drive consumes a fair amount of power. Without external power, the USB hub will have to use solely your device's power to drive the hard drive, which can drain your device battery quicker than you would like. Because keyboards and mice use very little power, you should find that the drain on the device in our case is not excessive. But if you do find that the device does drain its battery too quickly, whilst supporting the USB hub and attached mice and keyboards, you can supplement its power with one of these USB 5-volt power adapters. You would of course need to use this, instead of standard power connected to a wall power plug, as powering USB hubs in a classroom by attaching them to a wall power slot is not practical, as you would need to have power cables running to the student desks. This 5-volt USB power adapter uses 4 rechargeable 1.3-volt AA batteries. To connect your 5-volt USB power adapter to the USB hub, you may need to purchase one of these small power adapter cables, which you can buy from China Direct, or from a store such as Jaycar, at a cost of about $3.50 each.